You know, it was just about a year ago that I planned to take a trip to Kenya. But when I planned the trip, I didn't realize that they would be in the midst of a tremendous famine that's coming on. So we changed our itinerary this week so that I could go up to northern Kenya on the South Sudan border to see what the drought, the conflict, and the hunger are doing to the people that live here. And I have to say, in my 19 years at World Vision, this is some of the toughest stuff I've had to see. You have to understand that the people who live in this region are pastoralists. They herd and raise animals. And what's happened because of repeated failure of the rains and droughts, as well as the conflict in South Sudan and Somalia, the Horn of Africa and East Africa is in the midst of a tremendous drought and oncoming famine. And so what happened here was that the animals died first because there was no pasture land and there was no water for the animals to drink. And as the people here say, that once the animals die, the people die next. So this is a really grim situation here. World Vision is responding, but we need many more resources to mobilize a response and scale it up in a way that could cover more of this region. We're doing food distributions through the World Food Program. We're working with the county government here, who is also trying to respond. So it's a pretty grim situation here. I met today with two boys named Samson and Peter. They were about 10 and 13 years old. And they told a horrifying story to me. When food is scarce and animals are scarce, bad people steal. And so there was a raid on his father's cattle, and his father was killed during the raid. To make it worse, when the boys went back to be with their mother a few miles away, they had no food, they had no animals, and their mother died of hunger a few weeks later, leaving these two boys in a child-headed household. You know, I began my time at World Vision in 1998. My very first visit to the field was in Uganda, where I met three boys that were a child-headed household. You might remember their story from the Hole in Our Gospel. And it's kind of poignant to me that here I am 19 years later, and I'm sitting in another child-headed household with these two boys. Totally different causes. The 1998 cause was HIV and AIDS, and now it's famine and hunger. And so I want to, first of all, thank all of you that have already responded to this crisis. The World Health Organization is saying that this famine is going to be far bigger than the 1984 famine, and they estimate more than 20 million people are at risk. And even now, 3.5 million children are malnourished and on the verge of starvation. I don't always feel helpless as the World Vision president. But I'm feeling kind of helpless right now. Please pray for these people. Pray that we can mobilize resources. Pray that we can get government grants, World Food Program grants. Pray that we can find a way to respond to this terrible, terrible human suffering that we're seeing here. God bless you, and thank you for all you're doing, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks.